Hey guys, welcome to the most unflattering camera angle ever! So today I decided I would do a review on the new Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. This is part of their spring collection, even though it came out I think in December, because I know I was giving it out as Christmas presents. And it also came out a little before the Naked Flushed Blush palette and stuff like that, so they have very similar packaging. So I've been wanting to do this review for a while. It comes in a nice little cute box, just like the Naked palettes, which I conveniently lost. I know it's around here somewhere, but I don't know. So I ordered it online from Ulta in December because I had an Ulta gift card, and when I got it in the mail, the darkest shade, of course, the darkest, not the lightest, was kind of like crushed up a little bit in the package, and so I have this like stain of black on the back, and like it was all messed up in the box, and there's just powder everywhere, so that wasn't very fun. So that's really one of the only complaints I have about this palette, was that when it came in the mail it was like that. So this is what the palette looks like. So as you can see, I have quite a chip out of this darkest color, Crave, over here, and that's partially from the whole mailing thing I was talking about. And also one time I must have like dropped it in my makeup drawer or something, because I opened it up and an even bigger chunk had fallen off of this, so I didn't know how to press it back in, so I just threw it out. So there's a big chunk of that missing, and that's probably the color I use the least, so I didn't really mind, but it's just so messy because it's so dark. So anyways, the packaging looks a lot like the Naked 2 palette, but it's actually like soft. Like, I don't know how to oh my god, that scared me, my phone! But anyways, the packaging is very sleek, and it's soft. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of, it feels like NARS packaging almost, but like not as easy to get dirty, if that makes any sense. I use this every day, and you can see I've managed to keep it pretty clean. So it has just, you can see the raised letters on the front, and that's what it looks like. And then this is the back. This looks a lot bigger on the website than it actually is. So for size comparison, what can I show you guys? So everyone knows what an NV2 looks like. Yes, I have a really ghetto old-fashioned phone. I know that. So they're pretty much the same exact size. Palette is about the size of an NV2 cell phone, so it's pretty small. I guess it's about half the size of the Naked palette because it has 6 colors instead of 12. So I really like the packaging. Besides me dropping it, it's pretty durable and doesn't get dirty very easily. It's just soft and cute and a nice travel-friendly size. And then you open it, you can see my mirror is super dusty. But this mirror is huge. It's absolutely great though, because I use it for mascara, for eyeliner, for filling in my brows, pretty much anything I feel like I need to be right up in my face when I'm putting it on, especially when I don't have my contacts in and I'm planning on wearing glasses that day. This mirror is great. It's huge. I'll just be like right up to it using it. It's a really, really good size. So I like that a lot. This packaging is really genius. This palette retails for $27, I believe. You'd think it would be like $25 because it's half the Naked palette, and the Naked palettes are $50. And it's pretty new, so I don't think you can use coupons or anything on it yet, but I think it's worth it. Like, if you think about it, Urban Decay eyeshadows are $19 each, and for just $8 more you're getting 6 shades, and they're all full size. They're 1.3 grams, so it's a really good value. So this is what all the shades look like. They look very similar until you start to use them. Like these two in particular, Foxy and Walk of Shame, which they abbreviate as WOS, they look very similar, but I use them for very different things. And Foxy I usually will put on my MAC 224 brush to like blend out things, and then Walk of Shame is a really good brow bone highlight. Usually I put it as my brow bone highlight, but that's not what I'm wearing right now. But I use that pretty much every day. It's a lot more opaque than the Foxy, so you can they're just good for different things, even though they look very similar. And Walk of Shame is a lot more pinky and Foxy is a lot more yellowy. This one I already had from the Build Your Own palette, the 6 pan. They give you that one as the free shade. So now I have 2 of those. And then Foxy everyone probably has from, I think, the Naked too. But I mean, it never hurts to have just these like matte neutral colors. The Naked Basics palette is supposed to be a bunch of matte colors, but actually only 5 out of 6 of them are matte, because this one on the end, Venus, is shimmery. But I feel like this palette needed a shimmery color. It doesn't really have a good lid color. They're more like highlight and crease colors. That's what I use them for anyways. I guess you could use Naked 2, which is like a medium brown, as a lid color. But I sometimes like to use Venus because it's that silvery, shimmery white. It's a really good inner tear duct color. That's what I have right there today. I don't know if you can tell. But it also works really well on the lid. I think I put some on my lid as well, like right in the middle to make your eye really pop. By itself, it's not that opaque. I'll do a swatch right here. So you can see that it's nice and shimmery and will give you a glowy effect. But I find that if you pair it with the color Cherry by Urban Decay, which I don't think they made a new version of that. I know I have that in the old vintage packaging. Just a shimmery pinky white that comes out very silvery. When you layer that with Venus, it's a very opaque shimmery white pinky color, and it's gorgeous, and I love to use that for the lid, but each of them by themselves aren't very opaque. So that's really my only complaint about this palette. My friend and I were talking about it, and it really doesn't have a good lid color, so I like to pull in other things. I've been using my MAC paint pot in Indian Wood. I've been using this color from NYX. They have a nude matte shadow collection. I didn't know about that, and I just picked this one up from Ulta in Birthday Suit, and it's just a gorgeous matte pinky purpley color. My lighting is totally washing this out, but it's really like purpley pinky tones, and this is a great lid color, especially if you have like hazel or green eyes, because it doesn't look that purple until you put it on, and then it just like makes the green in your eyes just really pop. So I like that about it a lot. I've been wearing that a lot with this palette as well. So you're gonna need to like pull in some lid colors and stuff, because this doesn't really give you any unless you want a really smoky eye. So that's my only complaint about it, but other than that, I love this palette. I've used it pretty much every day since I got it in December in one way or another. I was even wearing all 6 colors the other day, and I'm going to do a tutorial either doing like an everyday look with this, or the smoky look I was wearing using all 6 colors, or maybe I'll do both. I don't know. If you guys have an opinion, let me know. And I took swatch pictures of these as soon as I got it, so the palette looks a lot better. Mine's kind of messy right now. You can see I've left quite a hole in Naked 2. That's probably the color I use the most out of this. I really love it. It's really unique, but they haven't made it available separately yet, so if you like that color, you have to buy this palette. I think the only one they've made separate in here is the Walk of Shame. You can get separately if you get the Build Your Own palette. Faint, they just released as one of their new singles. Foxy, I think, is out. You can obviously get that with the Naked palette, but I don't know about the other ones yet. But I will have those swatch pictures and close-up pictures of the palette and stuff in my blog post, which I'll link down below, because I know those pictures will probably show you a lot better than this washed out lighting I have right now. So these are just an overview of the colors. We have Venus, which is a shimmery whitish pink. Foxy, which is a matte kind of yellowy white. Walk of Shame, which is a matte kind of pinky white. Naked 2, which is a gorgeous, very light brown, matte and faint. It looks like a medium brown, but when you put it on, it's actually very dark. I put that in my crease today, and it was just so ridiculously dark that I've spent a really long time blending it out with Naked 2, and then Foxy and Walk of Shame. And then at the end we have Crave. It looks kind of black, like just a matte black, but they already have a matte black, so I think this is like a brownie black is what they were going for. I don't use that very often. Sometimes if I'm going for like a darker smoky look, I'll put it in the very outer corner, but it's kind of hard to blend out because it's so dark. The matteness of these doesn't make them hard to blend. I think it's just because they're so dark. Dark colors in general, just hard for me to blend. But I would definitely say this palette is worth the money. Venus is just a gorgeous inner tear duct, or even brow bone or lid color. That's gorgeous. I would buy this palette just for that color. And I mean, you can find a use for all the colors in here. They look very similar, but they all have different purposes you can use them for. Walk of Shame I already had, but I love it for a brow bone highlight. It's like the perfect, not too stark white, not too bright, and it's matte, so it looks very subtle. And then Naked 2 is probably my absolute favorite in here. You can see it's just like a chalky light medium brown. I've never really seen such a light brown before. So that's what it looks like. But if you put it on, it looks kind of yellowy toned. I'm wearing it in the crease today, mixed with a whole bunch of other things, so it's kind of hard to tell, but like I said, I do tend to wear this every single day, or at least use the mirror or just one of the colors if I don't use a whole bunch of them. So this is really good for a whole bunch of looks. I like to mix some of these neutrals and have like a bright colorful crease color and then put some brown in the crease, or like vice versa, use like Walk of Shame as a lid color and then put like purple in the crease. Or you can just do so many things and mix with colors, or just keep it neutral and then bring in your other neutrals, bring in more shimmery colors. There's just so much you can do with it. It really is a basic palette. I think a lot of people would be able to get a lot of use out of this, especially if you use neutrals a lot, or even if you don't. Like Naked 2 or Faint could probably be good brow filling in colors for some people, and then the rest you could just use as highlights and have Crave over here as a liner. Personally, I don't really like to do the whole shadow liner thing, but if you do, that would work really well for this. So you can do smoky eyes, you can do subtle natural daytime eyes, you can do nighttime looks, party looks, colorful looks, school looks, everyday looks, everything you can think of. This is really good, and then you can just add whatever else you have in your collection to this, and then there's just so many possibilities. I like these colors a lot for when I'm doing like bright colorful looks, like blues, and then it's too bright. I will blend it out with these colors. I'll put like Naked 2 in the crease over it, and then kind of tone it down a little bit, and then I'll blend it out with like Foxy, and then use this as a brow bone highlight. There's just so many things you can do. I can't say enough good things about this palette. It's nice that Urban Decay has a palette that's more affordable and not $50 or $39, which a lot of their palettes seem to be priced at. So I really think this is worth the money. You can do a lot with it. No matter what kind of makeup look you typically do, you can find some use for this. And I guarantee everyone will find at least 2 or 3 colors that you will fall in love with and use all the time from this palette. And that alone is worth the money, because this is the price of like 1.5 full eyeshadows. So I really think it's worth it. It's a cute little travel-friendly size. Just be sure to pack it and wrap it in a cloth or something if you're traveling with it, because as I know, if you drop it, they will shatter, and it will most likely be the darkest and messiest one to clean up. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and if you want the swatches and to see more pictures, definitely go check out my blog. And I think I told you guys most of the colors I'm wearing right now. I have Venus here, Venus here. Under that I have Sweet Joy by MAC, and then I have Sweet Joy as a brow bone highlight, I think, and then I have Faint and Naked 2 in the crease, blended out with Foxy and maybe Walk of Shame. I don't know. I kind of just blend until I think my eyeshadow looks normal enough and not too bright. So it's really good as like eraser colors. That's kind of like what I would like to think of them as, because if you do something too bright and crazy, or Faint gets really dark on you, or Crave, and you can just blend them out with other colors, so you'll be fine. So I think this is a very useful palette. I love it, love it, love it. It's a lot more versatile than the regular Naked palettes, and if you have the regular Naked palettes, the only repeat is Foxy. I have the other 2 Naked palettes, and I still find uses for this one. I use this one more often, actually. So more compact, easier to use, simpler colors. I've been really into mattes lately. I feel like they make you look more naturally beautiful rather than, you know, just caking on the glitter. And I feel like the matte highlights are really good too, because too much glitter and sparkle is just tacky, and I really love matte crease colors, so you get a good selection of those in here. So I just love this palette. Let me know if you guys are gonna go check it out, and I hope this was helpful to some of you who have been wondering about this palette. So I will see you all later. Bye!